The top 10 selling manga of 2023 in Japan has been revealed thanks to Oricon. In 10th place is Kingdom with 3.20 million. Kingdom continues to sell well in Japan. It may not have the same sales figures it had in the 2010s, but it's probably never going to leave the top 10. Ninth is Tokyo Revengers with 3.21 million sold. Tokyo Revengers still is selling well in Japan. It ended last year and it only had one new volume this year, but don't expect to be there next year. Eighth is My Hero Academia with 3.5 million sold. My Hero Academia has seen a dip in sales the last couple of years, but this year is kind of expected since they only had 3 new volumes released instead of the normal 4. If it had another volume release this year, it would probably be close to Spy Family in terms of sales. 7th is Spy Family with 4.3 million sold. Spy Family saw a dip in sales this year, but that's to be expected since a lot of people bought old volumes last year because of the anime and wanted to catch up with it. And it only released 2 new volumes this year. 6th is Slam Dunk with 4.9 million sold. The manga for Slam Dunk has ended almost 20 years ago, but somehow it made the top 10. This is because a Slam Dunk movie released this year that adapted final chapters of the manga. So a lot of people just got back in the hype of Slam Dunk and wanted to read everything from the beginning. Don't expect it to be in the top 10 next year. 5th is Chainsaw Man with 5.3 million sold. Chainsaw Man is something people thought would blow up this year since the anime aired late last year. It still sold the same amount that it has sold the last couple of years, which is still very good. And Chainsaw Man has proved that it can survive well without an anime because it sold extremely well before the anime aired. 4th is Oshinoko with 5.4 million sold. Oshinoko was expected to sell well this year thanks to this anime and a lot of people slowly building up hype for the manga. I fully expect it to be here next year thanks to season 2 of the anime coming out. Third is One Piece with 7.1 million. One Piece is still one of the best selling series in Japan. Some people thought that One Piece would sell 10 million this year thanks to Gear 5, Wano ending, as well as the One Piece live action. But it did not reach that goal people had for it. But it still did very well this year, even though it only had 3 new volumes released this year. If it had another volume released this year, it would probably been around 8 million. Still not enough to pass Jujutsu Kaisen. Second is Jujutsu Kaisen with 8.5 million sold. Jujutsu Kaisen continues to showcase that it is currently Shonen Jump's best-selling series. It saw a slight dip in sales this year, but that's to be expected, since the last couple of years a lot of people ordered old volumes. But now we're starting to see it slow down. But I don't expect it to be out of the top 3 next year. And in first place is Blue Lock with 10.5 million sold. Blue Lock being first is not a surprise because it had the perfect storm. It had a very successful anime. It's a soccer series that had its anime aired during the World Cup, and Japan did well at the World Cup. They could not have asked for a better situation outside of Japan winning the World Cup.